Well, guys, we got some bad news in the cryptocurrency world. According to this guy named Kenneth Rajoff, Bitcoin's going to be $100. So based solely on this article, you need to rush to the exchanges and sell all of your cryptocurrency because this guy, well, he knows what he's talking about. I actually saw this article trending on Facebook, which should tell you everything you need to know. Facebook basically banned any advertising of cryptocurrencies, and now a top trending story is some random ass Harvard economist telling you that Bitcoin's going to be $100. Already that should raise some suspicion, but let's just dig into the article right now. Regulation will bring down the price of cryptocurrency within 10 years, the Harvard economist says. Think Bitcoin will keep on storming higher over the next decade to hit six figures? Think again, says economist Kenneth Rajoff. I think Bitcoin will be worth a tiny fraction of what it is now if we're heading out 10 years from now. I would see $100 as being a lot more likely than 100,000, said Rajoff, a Harvard University professor and former chief economist at the International Monetary Fund. That's a hell of a resume, bro. Speaking in an interview with CNBC on Tuesday, Rajoff said that outside of money laundering and tax evasion, Bitcoin's actual use as a transaction vehicle are very small. Rajoff has spoken out about the cryptocurrency in the past. Last year, in the midst of a strong rally for Bitcoin, the Harvard economist described the situation as been around in making. He's not alone in his bearishness about Bitcoin. Major Wall Street institutions such as Morgan Stanley have shown skepticism about cryptocurrencies. And Joe Davis, Vanguard's global chief economist and head of investment strategy group, said in a blog post, "I see a decent probability that the price goes to zero." Since reaching highs in December, the leading cryptocurrencies have lost as much as 50%. Bitcoin took only six weeks to slide from its peak of, well, yeah, you can see it, to below $6,000. On Tuesday, it was trading at 11,266, according to CoinDesk, as it struggles to break through the $1,000 level. All right. The CNBC interview, Rajoff said Bitcoin needs global regulation and its use as a vehicle for money laundering won't be stopped solely by actions from U.S. or China officials. News of regulatory crackdowns has weighed on cryptocurrencies in the past, such as in February when talk of tighter moves out of India helped drag Bitcoin below $8,000. Last week, news of a possible probe by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission into an initial coin offering industry rattled some investors. An ICO is a fundraising method in which companies issue, we all know what ICOs are, but regulators early in February gave cryptocurrency a boost when an appearance on Capitol Hill. They appeared to want to find the proper policy balance that will let the market evolve responsibly. Rajoff said he believes regulatory moves on Bitcoin have slowed because officials want to see how the technology behind digital currency develops over history. The private sector has invented everything when it comes to currencies, he noted. Well, so just based on everything that I know about investing, you buy right now. Right now, you wait like a day or two. You wait for everyone to get shaken out of the market, and then you buy it because this is the type of news that your average person reads who's interested in Bitcoin, and it makes them sell or it keeps them from buying it. Because a lot of their concerns are legitimate and need to be unpacked, and there are legitimate answers, but you got to get into it a bit. First of all, let's just kind of go through this article and unpack some of the statements here. So, particularly, I'm looking for a particular sentence here. Okay, Roger said that outside of money laundering and tax evasion, Bitcoin's actual use as a transaction vehicle are very small. And this is absolutely factually true right now, but it doesn't take into account the why. And the fact of the matter is, cryptocurrency as a transaction vehicle is still in its infancy as far as the technology is concerned. These blockchain platforms and DAG platforms are not capable of processing the number of transactions that like Visa and MasterCard can handle. So right now, the technology, by virtue of being in its infancy, can't do its intended job. But that's not surprising or unexpected when you understand that it's an emerging technology. It needs to be developed. This only was proposed just as a basic idea less than 10 years ago. So these things take time. So for a cryptocurrency to become a major worldwide transaction vehicle and facilitator, it needs to be developed more, and it has been. I mean, you look at the Lightning Network developing, you look at other cryptocurrencies and their ability to handle more transactions efficiently, and you see that the utility is coming. So although Rajav's point in criticism is true right now, it doesn't take into account the rapidly evolving space and the utility that Bitcoin will have. So a little bit short-sighted in my opinion. All right. Morgan Stanley and Joe Davis. Okay. I see a decent probability that the price goes to zero. Okay, this is absolute nonsense, because even if the only value from cryptocurrency is established by the demand for money laundering and like black market stuff, you're never going to completely regulate our ability to buy. There are drugs and guns and counterband in every country. And even if you make cryptocurrency counterband, it'll still have some value. So to say it's going to go to zero is just nonsense. But in a country like the United States of America, it is not possible to implement that strong of regulation on cryptocurrencies themselves when you factor in getting them through decentralized wallets and stuff. I mean, yes, they could regulate Coinbase. Yes, they could regulate the major exchanges. But can they regulate you receiving a byte ball through a text message? And the answer is no. That would be impossible. So once again, the strength of regulation with regard to cryptocurrency, yes, in the short term, they can do a lot of damage. But by design, cryptocurrency is regulation resistant and will reemerge eventually. So once again, this is just like surface level reporting that scares people that haven't unpacked it yet. So, Raj said Bitcoin needs global regulation as a vehicle. All right. And I think you're seeing this is that every country is, looking at cryptocurrency and putting regulation. I mean, the United States, if you want to use Coinbase and cash back into your bank account, you got to pay taxes on it. And I think countries will do that. And I mean, more oppressive countries and regimes might ban it. But as far as Europe and America and the free world, no. I think it's just going to be regulated. You want to sell your cryptocurrency back into fiat, you pay taxes. And in addition, I think 90% of the people who'll be using cryptocurrency aren't going to be concerned with the anonymity. So you can have crypto where you can have a blockchain ledger probe, for example, that just tracks all the transactions and nobody minds because it's not based on it. You can have your anonymity cryptos. You can have your Monero and your PIVX and so on. But anyway, it's kind of scrolling through this a little more. To me, it's just kind of shallow reporting, and it's FUD. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that has been major in Bitcoin right now. Just to take a look at the chart for 1 second here. In that, after the initial correction, we came down from over 20 grand at the very top all the way down to 6 grand. And now we've seen this nice rally that's got us, in the 1100s for a minute. Today we've seen a pretty, downtrend. And everyone is worried that, you look at the weekly chart, for example, that this correction is not over. For example, this is the first point in the 3-wave retracement. So 1, 2, 3, and the 3 being in the $5,000 range. And that could very well happen. I mean, right now with Bitcoin, I am bullish in that I think there is enough energy in the market and the sentiment to send it up for another speculative run, even if it comes down again. But make no mistake about it, fear is powerful. And when you read something like that, which if you don't know anything about cryptocurrency, you're going to read this article and your takeaway is don't touch Bitcoin with a 10-foot pole. Your takeaway is going to be it already had its bubble, the bubble popped, it's worthless nonsense, you're not going to buy it. And in reality, I think Kenneth Rajoff himself is currently buying Bitcoin because although he may think it'll be worth nothing one day, you damn well know he knows about market trends and sentiment. He's like, I'll play this short term, make some money, FUD it, get the price lower, buy in, watch the sentiment go up, sell, dump on the market, get out, laugh my way to the bank. It's a formula. And with that and my voice going out, I'm going to get up off here. See y'all later.